Not much I can do there. Still, does it roll? Yeah, it still rolls. One's clean, one's not. See how yucky it is? Look how quick that comes up. Whoa! Started like this. Ended like this. This is the drawer that I made one of these to put in, and I have stained it. So now I'm putting it back in here. I've sanded it with 220, and now I'm going to start varnishing it. So here we go. One swipe, and don't go over it again, because you're going to make a mess, and you're going to be putting more layers on. Try not to overlap and just go in one nice smooth motion. No bubbles. Well, the first coat of varnish has dried beautifully, and I can see why people would just think they were done. But I'm going to sand everything with 220 to start. Then I'm going to put another coat on after I clean up all the dust. But oh, the shine. I love the shine. This one you really can't see the shine too much on. There it is. So now that all of the varnish is dried overnight, I will be able to start sanding before I put on my second coat. So I'm going to start sanding, and I'm going to be using 220 just to get little bumps off and smooth things out. And it also allows for the next coat to adhere. So it's not a lot of pressure and doing it really quite lightly. And I'm using it on a foam sponge because it's flexible at the same time. I find it a little bit easier than a block. And I don't want to use one finger and push in one specific spot for too long. And I'm really not supposed to go in little circles or anything. It's supposed to go with the grain. And I'm not taking the coat off. Just take it off the little bumps. I've sanded it with 220 sandpaper, and now I'm starting my second coat. And I think my coat must have been too thick last time, because the can says fast drying, and it says 3 or 4 hours, and 20 hours later I was able to sand and get milky. So I'm thinking that a milky surface basically says it's not exactly dry all the way. So I waited and I just kept trying it until I was able to actually sand it. Barely putting any on. Guess I'll just do lots and lots more coats, probably 5 at this rate. This is the second coat of varnish that's on there, and I'm going to be using the 320 to just smooth the top. So what I understand is I'm just going to be smoothing the top. Once again with the 320, it's a tack cloth. It's just tacky material. It's kind of waxy almost, but it doesn't leave a residue, and it picks up all the dust. So using the 400 grit sandpaper, I'm just lightly going over the surface in the direction of the grain. You can see it raising the dust. I'm not actually taking off a layer of varnish, I'm just scuffing it basically so that the next layer has something to attach to. Everything's been sanded with 400, and I am ready to put on what I think is the last coat. So I have just taken the 400 and gone over everything and scuffed it and vacuumed it up and used the little tack cloth, and now I'm going to put the last coat of varnish on. Yesterday when I was putting on the second to last coat of varnish, I took a chance and I put some varnish on the inside of the drawer, and it turned out just beautifully. Look at the shine. Gorgeous. All right, time for the last layer of varnish. I keep my brush in a glove because it makes things so much easier to just use it again the next day. Flip the back over, and now is the first coat of varnish for the part that faces the room. I've polished all of the brass, and I gave it a shot of lacquer afterwards so that it won't need polishing again. There's the brass lock from the Eagle Lock Company. For the final coat, I'm using satin. Yesterday morning, I put the satin coat on. Should have been the final coat. It's definitely dulled the shine off of the front of the drawers, and on the piece itself, it's dulled the shine. I don't know, I kind of liked the shine. If you look at the top, it's got a bit of a shine, and it's smooth as anything. I think it did a really good job that way. But I really would like a little bit more shine. That's the semi-gloss. That's the shine I wanted. And it doesn't look like it's dull and lifeless either. Looks clean. I love it. I love it. Look at that shine. I am so happy with the semi-gloss. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Bit of a shine, not super like candy apple. Perfect. That's exactly right. I have put the glass back in the windows, all cleaned up. Beautiful, eh? And I'm just about to put the hinges on. They're just resting in place right now. I had to do math to figure out which way hinges go. And the brass is all shiny. Getting there. Everything's done. I'm just going to put the hutch on and the back to go on there. And then I'll unveil it. I'm done. I am so proud of this. All of the cupboards, everything works just fine. All of the brass is shiny. The knobs all work. The drawers all lock. Oh, should have tidied up a little bit. There's the brass lock. I'm so proud. One bit of damage. Well, two. The other one is right there. And that's it. Maybe fix these cracks.